So today I've got a real treat for you. It's easy to see science as just problem solving. X is to Y as Y is to Z. But there's poetry in science. There's elegance and beauty in science. So I ordered, out of my own pocket, mind you, copies of my favorite chapbook ever written. A book that brings together science and poetry in one magnificent equation.
So, let me guess. It's called The Poetry of Science?
Very funny. Who'd give a book a lame name like that? It's called Poetry and Science. And just for that, Joey, you get the honor of opening the box and handing out copies. There comes a point where, whether you're discussing quantum physics, dark matter, or the birth of stars, simple words and equations aren't enough anymore. What you're looking at is so remarkable, so breathtaking, that you have no choice but to fall back on poetry.
Mr. Parker?
Now, I know what you're thinking. How can poetry, the language of the heart, ever intersect with science, the language of the mind?
No, actually,
Good question. That's why I wanted each of you to have this book, as my personal gift to everyone as we get closer to summer vacation. I found this in the school library when I was your age, and it opened my eyes to the beauty and elegance of science. It changed my world in ways I could never explain to you. I want you to have it in the hopes that it will affect you as it did me. Becky, I want you to start off by reading from page 16.
Mr. Parker, are you sure
It's the passage that started me on the road to science. The passage that changed my world. The words that made me who I am today. Go on, Becky.
Well, okay. First, take the chicken by the legs and spread the legs as far as you can. Then pin the legs back and begin to stuff the opening with one hand while...
Wait a minute.
With the other hand.
Wait a minute, give me that. What the heck? But this isn't...
So, Mr. Parker, which part of that was the one that changed your life?
This was it. This was the last straw. I knew this would be the biggest battle of my career, but it had to be done. I was going to slay the monster in its lair. I was going to go into dark places and do battle with the dragon. Come what may, live or die, I was going after Julie in administration.
And I was talking to Shirley over in accounting, and she said that she's been sending Janie's checks to a new address. She's apparently living with David, but she doesn't want anyone to know because...
Julie!
Hello, Peter. I didn't know you were working today.
I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday.
Yes. Well, except when you call in sick, which happens so often. It's not my responsibility to keep track of these things.
When I wanted the poetry and science chapbooks, you said there wasn't money in the budget, I'd have to pay for them myself.
That's right.
So I said I'd do the order, but you said individual teachers can't place orders, they have to go through you.
Yes.
You ordered the wrong book.
Are you sure?
What do you mean, am I sure?
The title I wrote down is the same title that's on the book. This is the book you ordered.
No, it's not. You probably wrote it down on one piece of paper and lost it, and wrote that down by accident. I wouldn't order a cooking book.
Well, I'm sure you feel that way now, but I'll have to check with...
I didn't order that book. And I want my money back.
I'm sorry, but we can't refund your money because you didn't give it to us in the first place.
Because you said not to.
You'll have to get it from the publisher.
I can't refund from the publisher because I didn't place the order. My name's not on the invoice.
Well, there you are then. There's nothing I can do.
Yes, there is. You can send the books back, and you can ask for either a refund or the right books. This is the 4th time I've had to go around like this with you.
Yes, and we're still dealing with the last problems you brought to us.
Problems that I brought?
So, I'll see what I can do.
Don't tear her desk to shreds and feed it to her. Don't tear her desk to shreds and feed it to her. Don't...
By the way, Peter, I hear it's your birthday in a day or two. What kind of cake would you like? They never understand. Students come and go, teachers come and go, but administrative assistants go on forever.
You have to understand, I'm not a violent man. I mean, what I do sometimes requires violence, but I'm not a violent man. I'm really not. But I just...
You wanted to deck her.
Twice. I hate feeling that way. Why is it that people feel the need to take whatever little authority they have and shove it down your throat? And the smaller the authority, the bigger the shove.
It offends you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Why?
Well, what do you mean, why?
Why does it offend you?
Shouldn't it?
Peter, if a lion broke out of its cage at the zoo and bit you, it would hurt. Sure. And you'd be upset, of course. But would you be offended?
No, of course not.
Why?
Because that's the nature of a lion.
Some people by nature are kind and charitable. You could say that some people, including at least one person at this table, are by their nature heroes. Ben always reminded me that we each contain all the nobler and meaner aspects of humanity. But some get a bigger dose than others of one thing or another. Some are petty and mean and uncharitable, and that's their nature. You can hope for better, even try to lead them to better, and you may even succeed. But when they behave badly, it's right to be upset by it or hurt by it. But you can be no more offended by it than you can when a lion bites you.
Because that's their nature. So what's my nature? Really? I think I'm a hero, but am I really just as petty as Julie? At the end of the day, what am I? And why the heck is there always one of you guys around when I start asking questions like this?
Peter, you okay?
Yeah, fine. Just watching the lightning. Well, I used to love watching storms when I was a kid, even though they scared me. I'd count the seconds between the flash and the thunder and figure out how far away it was. And I'd watch the light to figure out what kind of lightning it was.
Show me.
Bolt lightning. Sheet lightning. Red lightning.
Red lightning?
Never a good sign. MJ,
Yeah?
I gotta go.
I know.
I can hear the sirens even before I'm out the window. I don't know what's going on, but it's big, that's for sure. Awfully big. Holy. On second thought, holy has nothing to do with this.
For Asgard!
Get him out of here, Sue. I'll cover you.
What about you?
I'll be okay. Just go.
Get behind me!
Daddy!
No. Head down fifth. It's clear. Go.
Right!
They don't talk. None of them. I don't think they can talk. They just grunt with fury. And they're strong. Awfully strong. They're all over me in an instant. Fists in every direction I can't see. Just gotta keep swinging. Find an opening. Somewhere. Webbing's no good. They just tear right through. Can't take much more of this. Can't seem to web up. They're pulling me down. What the hell are these things? Doesn't matter. Can't let it matter. If I'm going down, I'm taking them with me. Get off me. Get off me. Get off me! What?
Okay. So, we gonna hold hands? Dance or fight? And just so you know, the answer is number 3 if you wanna live.
Ben? Ben!
Yeah, you can get my autograph later. Now, what do you say? Let's kick some trans-dimensional butt.
He's got my back, and I've got his. We can't lose. Welcome to the city, boys. Let me show you how we say hi in the Bronx. The key is to keep them from dogpiling me again until I figure out what the heck's going on. Ben, you said something about these guys being trans-dimensional?
They're from the Faultine dimension. We fought them before. They're called the Mindless Ones.
The Mindless Ones? We're being attacked by hockey fans.
Hey, I like hockey.
And this disproves my point. How?
Look, only thing that matters is Reed says we gotta keep these things bottled in Times Square until he can rig up a doohickey to close the dimensional gate and send them home.
Doohickey. That's the technical term, right?
Yeah, I got your technical term right here. See all that up there?
Yeah?
That's the doohickey getting finished. Should work great, assuming it doesn't blow up the whole freaking building first.
Help!
Ben,
It's okay, go on, I got him.
I'll come back as fast as I can.
Take your time. I'm just getting warmed up. How we say hi in the Bronx, he says. Give me a break. Let me show you how we do it on Yancey Street.
Stopping these things is only part of the problem. It's the civilians caught in the middle who always pay the price.
Help me! Somebody, please!
Hang on. Got you.
Oh,
You're safe now.
thank you.
Wait a minute. That voice. It can't be.
Can't be what? Is everything all right?
Julie. Fine. Just fine.
You sound funny. Are you grinding your teeth under that mask?
No. Ma'am. It doesn't matter. I probably wasn't using that molar anymore anyway. Here you are. This should be safe. Now
Wait! Before you go,
What?
could I have your autograph? For the children. For my niece. Her name is Julie. To my best friend, Julie, would be great.
Well, there goes another molar. One more and I become an honorary Gabby Hayes lookalike. If you can pull it out of the ground, you can have it.
But...
My feelings exactly. This is bad. They just keep on coming. And we're already starting to get past the blockades. The whole city's gonna be overrun by these things pretty soon. Unless... Yes!
Anyone who can break free, meet me on the roof! Hurry! We don't have much time! I need you all to listen very carefully. I don't know how the Mindless Ones managed to open that vortex and cross the border into our dimension, but I think I figured out how to close it again. This will funnel everyone's power through every vibrational plane until it finds the right one, the one that matches the Faltine dimension where they come from. Once that happens, we overload it and, assuming the equipment doesn't explode, cause the vortex to collapse. When that happens, it will create a kind of vibratory echo that will pull back everyone who came through it, wherever he may have gotten to.
Sounds reasonable. I have a concern. Even in hallowed Asgard, we have heard whispers of such a creature. Just as we have heard that the one called Doctor Strange stands between them and the mortal world. Should we not wait upon his arrival before undertaking anything so grave?
I agree. I mean, in theory, it all sounds great, but face it, there's science and there's magic, and what works on one doesn't always work on the other. Like when you're trying to jumpstart somebody's car and you look at the cables and you can't remember if it's positive to positive or negative to negative, and you get it wrong and there's just this mess where the other person's battery was, and... Does anybody else want to talk now?
I understand your concern, Thor, and your metaphor, Spider-Man. Well, mostly. But I'm afraid we don't have the luxury of time. By my calculations, if we don't move, within the hour there will be tens of thousands of deadly creatures swarming through the New York streets on a path of utter destruction.
We're getting a new cab company now.
We have to take a chance. Ready?
I'm good to go.
Thor stands ready. Say the word.
Here we go. All right. Stand by. Stand by. Now! That's it! Sensors confirm the vortex is pulling everything back into itself. Keep going. Give it everything you've got. Just a little more. Hold on. That's it. Hang on.
By the vapors of the Vishanti, no.
What the?
Do you realize what you have done?
Yeah, saving the town while you were off snoozing somewhere.
No, you have been tricked. I came as soon as I saw. It doesn't matter. It is too late.
What's too late?
I had defeated my most terrible foe, had sent his essence into a dozen different dimensions, diffusing his energy so that it would be impossible for him to reconstitute himself. He must have had just enough strength left to contact his minions, arrange for an attack that would cause you to bring just such dire energies to bear, in such a way as to pull that which was lost across all the dark dimensions, attracting them all to this one place, and in so doing, bring his essence from its scattered domains, so that they might rejoin and become one. The nightmare begins again. Once more, Dormammu returns.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man.